Hi, friends. I'm Zach.
I'm Mitch.
And we are an excellent little podcast.
Presenting you a little movie podcast starring Zach and Mitch.
Wait. We're doing a podcast.
Is that a question?
Maybe.
Are you a singing crocodile? I like it like that.
No, so I was trying to be silent like Lyle on that. So, no, didn't read, but it's fine. You're good. But, yeah, I love it. I like it like that because... We are in an alternate universe. I swear to God. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Spoilers. We're doing Lyle the Crocodile, ladies and gentlemen. We're being family friendly.
Yeah.
I promise I might not swear.
So Lyle Crocodile, the studio was Sony.
Yeah, Sony created.
Director is Josh Gordon and Will Speck, with screenplay by Will Davies and children's book by Bernard Waber, I think. Yeah. So I didn't know absolutely nothing about Josh Gordon and Will Speck or the screenplay by Will Davies, but I gotta give them, like, all three of them credit.
Yeah.
With a film like this, I was immediately entertained.
Oh, real, genuinely. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked by how much I enjoyed this. And I think it does start with our screenplay and our directors and, of course, our children's book, of which it is based on. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's literally all I can say, actually, about it.
Literally.
But, to give a little bit of a summary, it's a feature film based on the children's book about a crocodile that lives in New York City. And I believe in the book, he cannot sing. It's just him living in the city.
I think so, yeah.
So they add the spin of he can't talk, but he can sing.
Well, there was an HBO film back in the 80s where he could sing, and it was more of a musical. So I think they branched off of that HBO TV film. So, if you're new to this episode, this is how we split it up. You just heard the introduction.
Yep.
Yay!
Woohoo!
So
Check.
we have a non-spoiler section. Well, I will give my thoughts, Zach will give his, and then we will talk about the cast performances and a few non-spoilerly things. And yeah, then we will tell our review, where Zach will describe our three main categories of how we split up our review.
Yeah.
And then Zach or I will sound a musical alarm, and then we will talk about the spoilers of this film. And then we will go off on our merry way, and possibly you will hear us from a ship.
Yeet.
Yee!
Hold on to your belts, ladies and gentlemen, because we're in for a treat. All right, so, Mitch, I know you just went ahead and described how our episode's going, so who better to kick us off on your first thoughts on this film? Mitch Fesser, what did you think of Lyle the Crocodile?
So, here's the thing. This was the second film in our double feature on, what is today? Today's Saturday as of recording.
So Friday.
So it was Friday.
Yeah.
We saw Amsterdam first.
Yeah.
And then we had an hour break.
Yeah, we walked around Disney Springs.
I got something to eat, and then we got ice cream.
And we got ice cream, which that's a review in itself. Might I say, matcha, chocolate, toffee, and worms. Real worms, real mealworms, actually work in an ice cream.
And I had the very,
candy cornucopia, I think it was called. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
That's literally that's trick or treat in an ice cream right there.
It was so good.
What was it? Kit Kat, Snickers, and Heath Bar?
I think that was literally what it was.
With vanilla and fudge, I think it was in there.
It was so good.
Oh, that was so good.
Fantastic.
There's a little review of Salt and Straw.
So I didn't expect a lot. So we were originally going to see Amsterdam, and Zach wanted to see Tar with Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
But we found out that is a limited release this week. The wide release comes out later this month.
Yeah.
So I figured, we're going to have to see Lyle Crocodile. It's a family-friendly film. Yeah. People are going to want to go see it. So yeah, we went in.
We're here for you, adults. Are you going to enjoy this or not with your child?
We walked in 10 seconds late because we wanted to avoid trailers. And we sat down. Well, it took us a while to sit down because someone
took her seat.
Damn you.
I wasn't going to tell a little girl that she can't sit in my seat. So I was like, nah.
But as soon as we sat down, I was enjoying every second of this film. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Bravo, Lyle, Crocodile. I keep the whole time I was like, my foot was tapping. There were some lulls in the film, but
sure, a little bit.
But I will say, don't expect art with this film. It's literally just family-friendly entertainment, and well done.
Yeah.
Zach.
What kind of Twilight screwed up world are we in where I was literally like so excited for Amsterdam, and then we're in our hour walk and I'm literally dragging my feet and I'm like, Mitch, I'm not excited for this whatsoever. I was like, Mitch, this is going to be so bad. How are we going to see 2 terrible movies in one day? And then we see this and I'm like, why am I thinking of all these songs still? Why am I enjoying this movie? What is going on? What Twilight
bullshit?
No, this is a kid's film, sir. But Jesus. He's kid friendly. But
it's still a bad word.
I used the Lord's name in vain. I'm sorry, but literally, like the Lord. But y'all, don't sleep on it, but also, this is nuts. I really did enjoy this film so much. Let's get to the cast before I start busting into a tune or something.
All
because
right, so Javier Bardem is Hector P. Valenti.
Can I take this one first?
Sure.
Oh my God. Can he sing? Yes, he can. Javier Bardem is a freaking gem in this movie. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. Out of all the performances, he's my favorite in this cast. Mm-hmm. The dude brought it for a kid's film. Mm-hmm. He brought it. Mm-hmm. He brings his, I hate that I've used this analogy twice now, but he brings his charisma. Mm-hmm. It's all there. Mm-hmm. It's serious. It's heartfelt. It's really honest. Mm-hmm. It's such a really wonderful character that he got to have fun with, and you can tell he had a blast with it. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, what did you think of Javier Bardem's Hector?
So I know you were shocked by it. I was not surprised at all because there were some bits in Being the Ricardos where he played Ricky from I Love Lucy. Yeah. He sang a little bit in that film. He did. I was impressed. I'm like, okay, I can see it.
But there wasn't very much singing from him in there. It was every now and again, it would cut a couple of clips and whatnot.
But it still counts.
Here,
it's a lot. But I got to give Javier Bardem, the dude is just flawless in nearly anything he does. He plays the bad guy well. He plays the good guy well. He can sing. I can't wait for him to play King Triton in The Little Mermaid. The guy, bravo, my friend. You deserve everything that's coming to you in a good way. Oh, yeah. But now, it is Constance Wu as Mrs. Prim. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just Mrs. Prim.
Just Mrs. Prim. I don't know why she doesn't have a first name because she is a person. Dang it. Okay. Javier Bardem was really, really good and is my favorite of this one, but a very close second comes to Constance because, oh my gosh, she plays the stepmom in this. And is not Cinderella evil stepmom, the loving, caring stepmom, you stepped in when we were at our lowest kind of stepmom. Mm-hmm. She's awesome. Mm-hmm. I loved her performance. It was so warm. It was so caring. I loved every discovery that she made. Some of her facial expressions literally had me cackling in this film. I loved her performance in this.
Yeah, her one thing that you may have mentioned it, but I can't help but repeat it. Her performance was so warm and charming that we don't normally get from a stepmom character. Now, there were a few times in the film earlier where I'm like, I don't really like her because she was kind of like a controlling freak.
Sure.
But later on, I'm just like, oh, she's cute. She's amazing. And yeah, bravo again. But there's just not much else to say about Constance Wu because she nailed it completely out of the park. And another one that nailed it immediately was Winslow Fegley as Josh Prim, the young boy who brings in Lyle as his friend. I want to take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The kid was solid immediately because he brought this anxiety that a lot of young actors, you can always feel that there's anxiety with every new actor.
Sure.
And he brought it to the character that we haven't seen from any performance so far this year, from what I've noticed. But the kid has a lot of good acting chops. I'm very excited to see where he's gonna go in the future. But poor kid can't sing, but that's okay. He did really, really well.
Yeah, he's definitely got a solid foundation. Not our best child actor performance I feel like we've seen this year, but like he's got a solid foundation. I think I'm not as excited of his career as I am for other child actors that we've seen in this past year. But there's promise there. There's definitely promise.
So those are our three main good ones when it comes to the cast.
I feel like normally we usually reserve this for like the ones we didn't care for, like section of the cast. The thing is that like. So Sam Mendes is who we're talking about, and he's the one who voices Lyle the Crocodile. As I kind of said before, Lyle doesn't like speak.
He just sings. All.
So they flat out do an Elvis Presley Bye Bye Birdie situation here, where they're like, "Hey, Sam, want to be in a movie? Yeah, we're only gonna use your singing voice. Like that's it. Like no acting, no nothing. Like just record a few songs and you're done."
Yeah, literally. And I feel like it's one of those like, and here's a check. Just take it.
But that I don't want to kind of crush like his musical performance. Like all of his like his voice is sound. Like it's great. But in terms of like acting and whatnot, it's not. It's just a pop. Like it's literally just a pop star singing.
Oh yeah,
like,
I would agree.
It's 100% just a pop star singing. There's not really a whole lot of character in a lot of the like lyrics or whatnot of like trying to like emote with his co-stars or anything. To me, it was just a pop star singing, and the animators did a really good job of actually trying to help Lyle emote throughout his time, not only when he can't talk but also when the singing was actually happening.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna waste any time. He's just a singer. That's literally all he is in this film.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's our cast. So we do have some non-spoilerly things. First, the music by Pasek and Paul?
Pasek and Paul, yeah.
Bravo. I mean, the music is so catchy.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, like my feet and my hands were bopping. I was wanting to dance throughout the whole time. I downloaded some of the songs. So, yeah, it was... Wow. I mean, really good.
It was really, really good. I know Pasek and Paul have a bit of a trepidatious track record of the type of projects that they take on, especially with Dogfight, Dear Evan Hansen, and Greatest Showman, with taking on very problematic male characters in their work. But dang if all those songs don't bop. I'm not gonna lie. Every song in this movie bops just as like every other Pasek Paul song does in any of the other work. Like I love their music, and it's a highlight of this movie. It's a genuine selling point of it. And honestly, like I feel like their kind of like quote unquote curse doesn't really show up as much in this movie as the other ones do.
One more non-spoilerly thing is the family dynamic of this film. This is something I didn't expect from this film. I knew it was going to be a family-friendly film, but I feel like the focus was just going to be on Lyle. But it really was not just... It wasn't really about Lyle. It's about the family that he joined in this film.
Yeah, it's about the family you find.
Yeah.
You know, not the family you're born to. And It's so interesting and such a really special dynamic that, again, like how you said, wasn't expecting it. I was expecting like it to be focused more on the kid and Lyle's relationship.
Sure.
That, yes, is the beginning. Well, I'll quote unquote say, I guess, the beginning of the movie, sort of, but like it grows into Lyle's relationship not only with Josh, but with the family as a whole and his past, which I thought was really, really wonderful.
One more quick thing. So we said we saw Amsterdam first in this double feature. Why did we enjoy this film more than we enjoyed Amsterdam?
I swear we live in the Twilight Zone, man. I feel like I ate some crunchy worms and then all of a sudden, like, the world's a happy place. I don't know, man. But this is great. It was great. I don't know why Lyle Crocodile is, like, the best family film that we've seen so far. Like, it's, oh, God, like, why?
I think
yes,
I know
but
why. I know why. Because Amsterdam was
It was a trudge.
It was a trudge, number one, and it was an egotistical writer-director trying to make this artsy-driven film, and you have the developers here that knew what they were trying to make. They were trying to make a family-friendly crocodile singing film, and they knew what they were doing. So I feel like the reason why we enjoyed this film was
they knew what they had.
They knew what they had, and Amsterdam didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, there you go. Now it's review time. Zach.
I want to also say again, my expectations were so low for this film.
Yeah.
So I guess it was also a little bit because it just surpassed my expectations as well.
So Zach, will you please describe what we got for the review?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, you know what? I actually just explained how we split up the episode.
No, I did that.
No, you did that for Amsterdam.
I did?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I do not recall this. Are you lying to me?
I'm just kidding. All right, so we'll go ahead and split up this.
That was a nice riff, though.
But
you blank.
Thank you for censoring yourself. That's a note that I should take for myself too. But
especially
don't worry.
Right now.
Especially right now. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into our categories. So we review things a little bit differently here on Little Movie Podcast, where we don't give a numerical number to our movies. We put them in categories. So our first category is Eat It Up, where we really enjoyed the film and we definitely recommend you see it in theaters. But if you can't make it out to the theaters, definitely look it up on streaming or any way that you can. Then we have Cook a Little More, which is the film needs a little help, whether it's a little seasoning, a director change, a script change, an actor change. Well, it needs a little something to get it up to that eat it all up kind of thing. And then we have the one of our lowest categories, which is Feeding It to Jazz. And he's napping. He's napping right now. So he looks content. He had a big meal on our last one. So don't worry. Mitch, you started out with your first thoughts. So how about you go into what you thought of Lyle the Crocodile?
I ate this up.
Okay, podcast is over. That's it. I'm done. I'm kidding. Yeah, all right, absolutely. You ate it up. Why'd you eat it up?
Do I have to? No. I can't really describe it. Like, I didn't have many expectations for this film, but like I said, I had a smile on my face the entire time. I loved the music. The story was okay, and I knew what the developers of the film were trying to do. Yeah. So, yeah. Zach?
Yeah, I ate this up too. No beating around the bush on that. Yeah. Some of the songs are still in my head. I was tapping my foot. I was having a grand old time. I even in the middle of the film was just like, how, like right
you
after
leaned
the first,
in, yeah.
Like right after the first act, I was like, how am I already enjoying this more than Amsterdam? And it was fun. It was a really great, fun, family-friendly time.
Mm-hmm. All right, Zach. Sound the alarm.
Don't you want to get away?
Huh?
Oh, no, that was Greatest Showman. Sorry. Let me rewind. Wah, wah, wah. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Time out. I thought you were going to do one of the songs from this.
It's a Pasek and Paul.
You fail. So, yes, my friends. Oh, and by the way, if you decided to leave, thank you so much for joining us.
We understand.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But if you decided to leave, please like, subscribe, email us at elpodcastmz@gmail.com. But for those of you that are staying, we love you. Thank you for listening some more. Let's talk about that dumpster diving scene.
No, absolutely not. That was fucking gross, man.
It was
They
bad.
did it multiple times. I'm not happy about that. That
And-
was nasty.
And they ate the food.
They ate the food on top of the St. James Theater. That's sacrilege, man. I hate that. That's no, don't you dare do my St. James Theater dirty like that. Do that to the Majestic Theater where that shit belongs.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the spoilers territory, so I don't care about my swearing now.
Yeah, it was gross. I don't even want to talk about it. It was
God.
gross.
Another gross thing that I forgot to put in our outline. That cat CGI is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was bad CGI. The Lyle,
He was good,
he was
yeah.
decent. Like, wasn't the best CGI I've ever seen, but he was serviceable. The cat was disgusting.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That was bug-eyed. Like,
Yeah.
oh god, that would look terrible. Oh no, absolutely not. That thing will give me nightmares. Let's move on to better pastures here
Yeah.
with Javier Bardem's character of Hector. Oh my god, I was so expecting, not gonna lie, for him to turn into like a total like jerk and a absolute terrible person throughout this movie. Never went there.
No, never did.
Never, ever, ever went there.
No.
Was he a disappointed father at some points? Absolutely. But never, ever, ever mean or cruel.
No.
Except for one part, to which he immediately reversed back to. But let's kind of go through our steps of his journey, as it were. So, first, we see him actually get Lyle. I don't know if he actually purchased him or not. He might have stolen him.
Yeah, I think he stole him.
But he
trains him,
He
yeah.
trains him to dance and refines his singing technique, which is really nice. I love that song of the training montage. I thought it was really fun.
But then they decide to take the show on stage, and Lyle has an anxiety, pretty much a near anxiety.
Flat out stage fright.
Yeah, stage fright, anxiety, and that's when Javier Bardem's character, Hector, loses all his money. And he basically leaves Lyle in the apartment house on his own.
Yep.
And leaves him and gives Lyle pretty much an abandonment issue at an early age.
Yep.
And so he can work on the road, earn some money.
Earn some money so that he can help support Lyle later.
And then he moves back about 18 months later.
After a family's moved in.
After our family's moved in.
But this really wonderful family comes in, and the kid Josh finds out about Lyle first, then the mom, and there's this really fun kitchen scene with the best song in the movie, in my opinion. That was a whole lot of fun. And then the dad finds out, and after everyone's kind of like all like, okay, so Lyle's here. Javier Bardem then steps back into the house because evidently when he lost the house, they put in a clause that he can stay in there for like about 2 weeks a year.
Yeah, it was 15 days.
15 days. In which I'm like, dude, that's the best loophole ever.
That is. Well,
how the heck did you score that?
Well, he earned it from his grandmother, I think
That's
it was.
true, yeah.
So he trains Lyle some more.
And
then
the family falls in love with him.
Oh,
pretty
absolutely. Well, and they also respect Hector as well. Like they have a nice little montage where they go around New York and they're all in Florida Gators outfits.
Which also, best way to try to be like, yeah, we know we're about to do this, so let's just be as ridiculous about this as possible.
Yeah.
And let's basically have him just make New Yorkers think that Lyle is just a really hyped Florida Gators fan.
Yeah.
As the reason why a giant gator is roaming around New York.
Yeah. So they end up basically becoming this big family with Hector and Lyle included. And Hector gets, I'm going to say it right up, he gets a little greedy because he wants to take Lyle on stage and on tour again. So they go back on stage. You don't see it this time,
Yep.
but Lyle has stage fright again.
Yep.
And then Hector has to leave for a second time because he's lost all the money again, and he has to earn money back.
He's really in debt. So
Yeah.
Ultimately, the downstairs neighbor, who literally just exclusively lives in the basement, like they own like 4 floors of this house, and then this one floor basement renter is causing him all this trouble. Finally, he steps up and he's like, "Hey, you're making too much sound. Like, screw off." And you think Javier Bardem actually tells him off.
He
for a
kind of
little
does,
bit.
yeah.
And he does. It's a masquerade, but then you find out that the downstairs neighbor then offers Javier Bardem a lot of money, like I would borderline say like $10,000. It looks like,
and it was in cash.
It was heavy. So he took the cash to say that Lyle was living with them, and then he gets taken. So, oof. Like, I get it. You're in debt, dude, but still, cheap ass move.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty sad. But then he redeems himself.
He redeems himself because he was instantly like, "Yeah, that was a fucked up move that I just did.
Yeah.
I need to break Lyle out."
Yeah, he breaks Lyle out of the zoo.
Out of the zoo, almost gets eaten by other crocodiles, but he's fine because Lyle has a heart when he has half of a heart.
But then, like, he talks to Lyle, like, "Yeah, we'll take it on tour," but I feel like he was a little bit more open at the end. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just do stadiums, and
We'll just do stadiums, more seats, less dates. Like, we'll make it work.
which, to tell you the truth, bravo, because no one likes a manager that wants
That's greedy and
Colonel
yeah.
Tom Parker, literally.
Yuck. Yep.
That wants to take their person from city to city to city in matter of like hours, especially for a performer that has stage fright like Lyle.
Yep.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the development of Javier Bardem's Hector character.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and props to Javier. I want to see him in more family-friendly films.
100%. Chef's kiss. I love him.
So the ending court case.
Yeah.
So stupid.
It's your stereotypical like out of the blue random Deus Ex Machina.
Can we also mention when Lyle and Josh go into the stadium, how they're running and no one's just like
It's almost a la Blazing Saddles, like where there's just like cows and dude running all in and like 1800s garb into a modern day movie theater, and everyone's just not even batting an eye. Same thing happens with Lyle as a crocodile is like sipping soda and popcorn. Everyone's just like, "Huh, hey." And it's fine with it. I'm like,
I think I even leaned into you. I'm like, I love it how nobody is panicking that there's a crocodile running.
and this entire movie, people panic the second they see Lyle, but here in this like stadium, they're like,
oh yeah, we see that every day. It's New York. I mean, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But getting back to this court case, it's a very Deus Ex Machina scenario of Javier Bardem comes in at the last minute and it's like, "Hey, I got the original deed, which comes from my grandma, who
I think
happens
great-grandmother,
to
too.
great-grandmother or something, who happened to create the zoo in the
Central Park,
in
yeah.
Central Park Zoo." So because she helped create the Central Park Zoo, she gets to have whatever exotic animal she wants in whatever building that she wants. The front door!
Literally.
It's on the deed of the house that they're living in. And I'm like, y'all, that's the laziest writing ever. But all right, whatever. It's a family film.
But then, so the judge is like, "I approve." Bang. Everyone's cheering. Then Mr. Grump is upset. And then the dad tackles him to the ground. And we're both like, That's assault. But then they go on vacation.
And then they go on vacation. Like, oh, dude, you assaulted a dude in a courtroom. Whatever. All right, fine.
That's the end of our review, literally.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
Oh, 100%. This was a roller coaster of a day. Did not think it was going to end like how Lyle did. But it was a great, fun, family-friendly film. Highly recommend.
Oh, yeah.
You will enjoy it, parents.
Oh,
Genuinely.
yes. But if you have any questions for us, please send us comments, suggestions, email us at elpodcastmz@gmail.com. Let us know, like, do you have any questions for us? Do you want to film us for us to review? Do you want some other things? We got some ideas. We have a certain cruise that might be happening, might not, but we'll see. We'll find out in literally 7 hours.
Yep. No, don't worry, my friends. We're going to go ahead and keep you guys updated as much as we can. We have a lot of content that we are excited to get out to you guys. We have a bunch of ideas. We're going to be rolling those out within the next couple weeks with some of our first stuff. So
we got a Halloween coming up too.
That we do. But until that time, my friends, I'm Zach.
I'm Mitch.
And we are an
excellent little podcast.